Today, we are stepping directly onto the turbulent front lines of life. It's a space that's incredibly fast-paced, the stakes are sky high, and literally every single second demands your absolute focus. We're going to deconstruct an actual live trade right as it happens, analyzing the exact thoughts and gut reactions of the trader from that initial cautious setup all the way to a massive payout. Basically, we're breaking down the entire anatomy of this moment to figure out what actually drives an explosive win in the market.
I want to drop you right into the absolute peak of this moment. Listen to this. Beautiful trade, 100% on Tesla right there. Wow. That right there is the sound of pure, unadulterated market euphoria. It's the climax of a perfectly executed strategy, a massive win just playing out in real time. But as you probably know, a massive win like this, it doesn't just happen by magic. It's definitely not a lottery ticket. It's the result of intense calculation, serious patience, and a really deep understanding of market signals.
Which naturally brings us to the most important question we can ask. How exactly did this trade unfold? I mean, we already know the destination, right? That totally euphoric 100% profit. But the journey to get there? Well, that is where the real education lies. So we've got a bit of a chronological mystery to decode here, going from the cautious first steps to the incredibly nerve-wracking waiting game, right down to that explosive finish. Let's actually step back in time to the very beginning of this setup.
Section 1. Entering the Tesla trade.
All right, so our trader is targeting Tesla, moving into Section 2, watching the NASDAQ indicators.
And this brilliantly illustrates the incredible tension of the waiting game. On one hand, Tesla's price action is in what he calls brutal consolidation. The momentum has basically completely stalled, it's just moving sideways, heavily testing the trader's resolve, which, let's be honest, is a super frustrating place entry. Fast forward to 300 seconds, and the 5-minute candle confirms the initial bias. Great. But then, at 900 seconds, the real pain sets in. Brutal consolidation. Time literally feels like it's crawling at this point. And honestly, doubt usually creeps in right about here for amateur traders. But at 1200 seconds, our trader looks over to the NASDAQ, sees it holding the VWAP, and finds the conviction to just stay in. And then, literally just a minute later, boom, a 100% profit. This timeline really shows us that successful trading is essentially a sequence of mental checkpoints, It's a constant balancing act of cause and effect.
So the crucial point is captured perfectly in this realization from the trader himself. All you needed was the NASDAQ. I want you to really think about that for a second. The absolute key to unlocking his confidence in the setup wasn't just staring at Tesla's chart. It was the broader market indicator. The NASDAQ provided that foundational trust. It was the ultimate signal that this brutal consolidation was really just a pause before the breakout, rather than a full-blown reversal.
But the psychology of a live trade doesn't just end the second the number hits 100%. In the immediate aftermath, he clocks the monetary win. 1,000. Then comes the sheer disbelief and adrenaline, just saying, wow. But, and this is key, the very next instinct is the responsible, disciplined final step. Selling some right there. This right here is exactly what separates the professionals from the gamblers. Even in the absolute height of euphoria, he's actually taking profits off the table. He isn't getting greedy, he's securing the victory.
As we wrap up our explainer today, I really want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. We just watched an absolute masterclass in writing out brutal consolidation on Tesla, but the trader himself admitted that all he really needed was the NASDAQ. So I ask you, in the fast-paced world of live trading, is success really about the specific asset you buy, or is it fundamentally about the broader indicators you choose to watch? It's a really fascinating question about market mechanics to ponder as you continue your own learning journey.